Hey, what's good, y'all? It's C Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. On this podcast, we talk about investing in assets that produce passive income. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment and say what's good. On this episode, we have a special podcast feature with Chris, the CEO of Affinity. Let's bring him on. What's good, Chris?
Hey, what's going on, Sue? Will appreciate you having me here today.
Most definitely. I'm happy to have you on. Been seeing you all around on Twitter making some waves, so it's good that we got to connect.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we're excited to be here. We're excited for the new adventure, moving into bigger and better things that we'll absolutely be talking about today. So much appreciated.
For sure. Excellent. All right. So let's give the people an introduction of who you are and what's your role right now.
Yeah, so like you said, I'm the CEO of Affinity Innovations, which is a corporation set up out of Delaware, but we're based in Massachusetts, and our entire team is here in Massachusetts, with the exception of Zach, who is our CMO. He's just a little bit north of us here in New Hampshire. So we are a token blockchain development company on the BSC right now. Currently in development of about 4 or 5 different applications and products. Adapt, which is our flagship, is live right now. But to back up a little bit and give a little bit more background on where we came from and who we are as individuals. Myself, I am a 22-year retired veteran of the Air Force. I have my COO, who is I believe, 7 or 8 year veteran of the Navy. Our CFO, Chris, is a Marine vet, and Zach, who is our CMO, is a Army vet. So we've all done our time serving our country in different ways. I'm happy to have a team full of veterans. That makes me very excited. But aside from that, when we decided to set this up, one big thing that was extremely important to us was creating a technology company that was specifically focused on blockchain technology that would help integrate and onboard people into this space in an easier, more secure way.
Okay.
That was our primary focus when standing this company up and moving forward with all our applications. Uh, being in crypto and being in DeFi for a number of years and being in technology for a number of decades,
Hmm.
I've seen things happen that just it needed to change, and not only for security reasons, but also for ease of use. If we're ever going to be looking for mass adoption and gain that credibility that crypto really deserves, uh, better tools need to be designed.
I definitely agree with that. There's some work for mass adoption right now. So you
Yes.
say BSC. Let's break that down. Binance Smart Chain, and that's where you guys have started.
Correct.
If I'm correct. Can you
That's
talk
correct.
about why you chose Binance Smart Chain and a little bit about any highlights that the audience should know about?
Yeah. So I'll back it up a little bit again from the beginning with why we chose Binance and how that really got going. I had a conversation with who's now the CFO and the COO, Paul and Chris. We used to work together for a defense contractor,
Okay.
and as we were, dabbling in a lot of different aspects of crypto and DeFi, we seen again some things that were not right, and we tried to work with other companies and see if we could make things happen. That didn't play out, so we said, you know what, let's go out and do things on our own. Like anybody else that's a good entrepreneur should do is just take the bull by the horns and get running with it.
I agree.
So we seen things that need to happen. We said, let's do it then. If nobody else wants to bring it to market, we will. So we really kind of brought the use case adapt, which we'll talk about here in a bit. A
Yep.
minute was the first brainchild, and then we were trying to decide how do we bring that to market. Uh, Binance Smart Chain, as you probably know, is a very fast growing, and it has been a quickly growing blockchain for the last 2 or 3 years,
Yep.
especially with the smart contracts and tokens and everything else going on. Second only to Ethereum. So we decided that was probably the best place to set up. That's going to have the biggest growth opportunity to reach the largest audience, that is also open to newer and more innovative things. Uh,
Binance is also the largest exchange too for the audience out there.
Correct.
Yeah, so they have a gigantic market share, and then shout out to CZ. He was big in this FTX thing that kind of in the north.
Yeah.
Well, y'all go ahead, continue.
Yeah, no worries. So that I mean, it was for us, it was a no-brainer. I know Ethereum is great. I
Yes,
know at the time, it was concerns with like gas and some of the other things we were trying to do didn't necessarily fit in with that template. Not only that, but we felt that the typical trader, investor, whatever terminology you want to use for asset holders on Binance, was more of a better entryway and a platform to base our use cases off of, and then extend from there. Especially because of, like I said, the level of education and the level of experience of the typical investor or trader on the Binance Smart Chain was lower than that of somebody on Ethereum.
yes,
People on Ethereum were much more savvy. So for us, yes, you can look at it and say, okay, wouldn't it have been a better idea to go after the savvy investor? But no, for the tools that we're building things that are designed to target not only the more experienced and savvy people, but more so the people that aren't really sure what they're doing and what's going on. So for us, it made more sense to target the newer demographic out there in the DeFi space.
yeah. It definitely makes sense because it is confusing, very, very
Yes.
confusing, and there's a lot of things to keep up with. And the MetaMask also too. I understand why you're using it. MetaMask is a well-known wallet as well. That'll probably be the most known wallet in the space. So that's
Yep.
smart. Let's dive in on the product though and the features, and then break down exactly what it is y'all bringing to the market. We know y'all looking for
Yep.
to onboard and educate new people.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two big products that we have right now. One, first and foremost, being the actual token itself. So we have like I said, the token on the Binance Smart Chain called Affinity. That token was the first thing we brought to market, and that is a passive income token in itself, where
Hey,
there is
what we like over here.
oh, yeah, absolutely. So in the beginning, when we first came on the scene, we were in the midst or towards the trailing end of the bull run,
Mhm.
and then unfortunately, probably about 5 months after the token was launched and our products were being released, we started to feel the effects of the bear market that we're hopefully towards the end of at this point, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So when we first came on the scene, the volume was great, everything was going on. We do have with the token itself. I like to refer to it as a distribution. You'll hear about it called a tax or a fee. Really, that's in some cases that might be more true than others, but in ours, it's very much a distribution. And the way it works is when somebody purchases the Affinity token and they decide to hold our asset
Mhm.
on the entry, there is a 4% distribution fee, or like I said, call it a tax,
Yep.
whatever you want, that is applied to that entry. So, for example, $100, $96 of that is going to be passed along to you in the Affinity token. $4 of it is going to be put into the pool, and that what happens with that is about 80. I think it's 86%. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I know we changed it recently since we're developing the bridge. About 86% of that goes right back to every holder in the distribution of either pegged Cardano, um, BUSD stablecoin, or Affinity token, or any combination of the two in a 50-50. So you can go 100% in any of the three that I mentioned, or you can do 50-50 in any combination of those two. Same thing on the exit when you were to swap out of the Affinity token back into BNB. There is a currently, and this will be drastically reduced in the next couple months. Currently, a 15% redistribution, and that is also distributed to the holders in the same exact way in passive income.
Okay, I understand. Yep. So, like you said, a tax or a fee going in and a fee going out, but those fees get collected and redistributed back to the holders. Definitely makes.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct. And I know in this industry we've always referred to it as a tax. Even on our website, I think it still says a tax. But I was recently talking to Zach, who's our marketing person. I said, I think personally, it's more honest and it's better marketability to refer to it more as a distribution, because when you think of a tax or a fee, for the most part, a fee you
Extra.
don't get back. It's a fee, right?
Yeah.
Like if I charge you a fee to get into a concert or something, yeah, you get to see the concert, but you don't get any kind of money back. Same thing with the tax. You might get services back or whatever, but you're not getting that money back. It's gone. With a redistribution, when you're collected that entry or that exit, you are getting it back. Every holder is getting it back, just in a different form, and it's only a one-time thing. So after you do it the first time, then if you as long as you just hold the token, every time there's entries and exits, you're automatically getting that passive income.
So does it help lower, I guess, the pressure of selling? Then that's what I would think, because I've been in a situation like that where it's like it was a 10% fee to get out of the token, so it made me not want to sell it. Is
Yeah,
it
exactly, and it does, but at the same time, it's helpful for when things are first being stood up. When we
Yep.
first created the token, we were definitely in the beginning stages of development for our products. So the idea was to create that negative pressure on selling, to
Yep.
have that higher exit tax, but at the same time, it does stunt volume. And,
Yes.
and when you're dealing with these types of passive income tokens, it's a balancing act between what's the redistribution versus how much are you hurting volume, because obviously you have to have volume to
Mhm.
have trading in order to create that passive income. So it
Facts.
does stunt volume. So we're in the process of really creating that balance and bringing things down to a more comfortable level for traders.
Okay. Well, let's transition a little bit. You mentioned bridge, and as
Yeah,
a guy that talks about Algorand a lot, let's talk. Let's slide over to that conversation. So, can you break down
absolutely.
the bridging factor? What y'all doing in terms of Algorand? You're going from Binance Smart Chain to Algorand, if I'm correct, right?
Yep, absolutely. And before we jump into that, let me just explain what Adapt is, because Adapt plays a big role
Gotcha.
in the bridging product. So like I said earlier in this conversation, we had this idea to bring Adapt out to market, and really, at the most simplest terms, Adapt was designed to be an easy way for individuals to send assets, cryptocurrency tokens, coins, whatever it may be, uh, across networks, peer to peer, business to business, without the use of these long, complicated public key wallet addresses. We use usernames. And to me, it seemed silly at the time. There was really nothing out there that could do that. I know you can set up contact lists in say MetaMask or Wallet or whatever wallet you're using, but those don't follow you. So as you're changing wallets, there's a lot of people that will use multiple wallets. You'll use, like I said, for Algorand, you might be using Wallet. For Binance, you might be using MetaMask or Trust Wallet,
Mhm.
which Trust Wallet does support Algorand, by the way, in case you didn't know that. So you might be using different wallets. So if you're creating a contact list in one, that doesn't follow you to the next wallet. So now you have
Right.
to redraw
I
your
have
contact
too many
list, blah blah.
wallets that I do that
Yeah,
with.
yeah, exactly. So what Adapt was designed to do was to work with any wallet as an independent third party platform, where you sign up for an account with Adapt, create your username, and no matter what wallet you connect with, all of your contacts are going to be saved in there. Not only that, but you don't have to input the wallet address. So it's not unlike where like MetaMask or any other wallet where you have to copy and paste the wallet address in there and then create that contact. You don't have to do that with Adapt. It's simply anybody that has created a profile on there is in there. So as soon as you get their username, you just add it to a contact, much like you would use Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, or any of those. We
Mhm.
actually refer to Adapt a lot as the Cash App or Venmo of crypto for that reason. And again, it works with any wallet. To add on top of that, we do have a built-in swapper in there, to be able to swap assets, which is a great addition to it. But we also have another utility in there called Armor. Armor is something that it's part of Adapt. And really, what that does, especially if somebody that likes NFTs, you might find this very interesting.
Yep.
We're always looking to increase security. All of us on our team have a security background. We all come from a long line of IT security. What Armor does is it allows you to store assets into a smart contract. Everything we do is decentralized. So it is a decentralized smart contract You store your assets in there, and it is locked behind a two-factor authenticator. That two-factor authenticator being any NFT that you own. So when you say you put in the USD,
Like a vault?
exactly. So you're storing your assets in a vault. They do actually leave your wallet and go into a smart contract. And while they're sitting in that smart contract, you identify an NFT. You can have a backup wallet in an NFT, and I'll explain why in a second.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Um, and then what happens is if your wallet was to get compromised, and I mean even down to if somebody was to get your seed phrase, as long as you moved that NFT that you designated as your two factor to say cold storage or another wallet, they cannot access your funds. They need not only the private digital signature, but also that NFT needs to be present in that wallet to withdraw funds. So this
So
is,
is it kind of like I'm thinking of Ledger, like in terms of
yep,
two-factor authentication. So what are those two factors? Is it sorry if I didn't catch it.
nope. The two factor is your digital signature, just like you would have for any other transaction you would make on a blockchain. The other
Yep.
one is the NFT.
Okay.
So that NFT needs to be present. If you move that out of your wallet, say you designate
Oh,
an NFT and you move it out of there into a ledger, if somebody was to go to our Armor platform and try to withdraw your funds, they will get a failed transaction.
makes sense. I used it was a different blockchain. I think Solana, but I used a Whirlpool, and then it was like an LP. They give you an NFT, but if you move the NFT out, you can't unlock the LP again. So similar to that
Yep,
type of
very
thing.
similar to that. And we have a number of assets that you can use that you can store them and do all that good stuff.
Mm.
So we call that Armor. That is also part of the Adapt platform. Uh,
And the Adapt, what blockchain is, I guess, facilitating that?
yep. So currently, Adapt is on both Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum. So the Armor part of the platform is not available on Ethereum yet, but all of the other features are.
Okay.
We're in the process of bringing more and more on, which brings us into the bridge.
Yep.
So as we're looking to expand, again, Adapt is something we want to bring to every market that we possibly can, starting with Binance Ethereum, and now we're looking at Algorand. Algorand, as you know, is a phenomenal blockchain with a lot of
Sure
potential.
is. Yes.
Um, right now, it's obviously very, very early on. It's only been out for a few years. They're still developing a lot of different things. I just seen the Algo kit for devs just went into beta, I believe, yesterday or today.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's gonna be huge.
yes, so I actually I pulled the Git this morning. I'm going to check it out. But I've had the privilege of speaking to many people in the chain at Algorand. As a matter of fact, the headquarters for the blockchain is about an hour and a half, if
Yep.
that, up the street from me. So we're looking forward to hopefully building that relationship. Right now, we don't have an official partnership or anything like that, so I don't want to give that impression. But I have spoken to a lot of individuals to giving them heads up of what we're doing and trying to get some collaboration going.
Makes
So
sense.
essentially, what we want to do is we want to see one of the big things that everybody, I believe, can agree on in the Algorand community is there's not enough marketing. There's not enough
You said
exposure to Algorand marketing. Yes.
nah, it's pretty much absent.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can all agree on that. Anybody that's part of that the Algorand community can more than likely agree on that. Um, Binance right now has some of the highest traffic, the most transactions that you're seeing on any blockchain, right now.
You said
So
Binance does?
Binance does, and what we want to do is we want to see some of that excitement, some of that volume, and those holders gain easier access to Algorand. And the only way to do that is through bridges. And right now, I believe there are a couple that are set up in the old-fashioned bridge standards. But Algorand has this funny thing called state proofs
Yep.
that have been talked about a lot, and they are incredible.
Change
Very, very, yeah, they absolutely did from a security
we gotta say
standpoint.
Algorand does have the best tech. It just doesn't have the most volume in
There
market.
you go. There
Yeah,
you
that
go. There you
volume.
go. And
There's other good chains out there. Of course, I use Binance Smart Chain as well. So
yeah, and again, like Binance is great for what it's doing. you
Yep.
know, and there's a lot of other chains that for what their niche is or their market is, they're doing great things. Algorand has its market, and it needs to be realized.
Facts.
And we want to help do that. And one of the ways to do that is obviously to help bring volume from other chains and create this network. And I think what gets what falls on a lot of deaf ears is the fact that these blockchains are independent. These are like legitimate separate networks, and the
Yep.
only way they can talk to each other is through bridging. So right now, like I said, there are a couple bridges that are kind of set up in the traditional stance. They're pretty slow. A lot of them take anywhere between 20 to 45 minutes to make swaps and bridge across. We're going to be using the Algorand state proofs, and I believe it is the first implementation of the Algorand state proofs, at least in a bridge. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty damn certain it is.
Yeah, I haven't heard of
Uh,
it yet.
so we're excited to do that, and like I said, so we'll be bridging the Binance Smart Chain to the Algorand chain using the state proofs. And the way that will work is it'll be utilizing the Affinity Token. We'll be launching an Affinity, I believe it's an ASC 20 smart contract on the Algorand blockchain, and the bridge, which will be utilized through the Adapt platform, will allow transactions of, we're going to say right now, approximately 1 minute. So it'll take between 30 seconds and 1 minute to swap your token from the Binance Smart Chain to the Algorand and vice versa. We're
That's
initially going to start with just the Affinity token, and we will bridge it out very, very soon, maybe right at the start. So you'll be able to swap the native BSC token, which is their smart chain token, for the Algorand coin.
oh, that's huge. Well, I'm excited for it. Thank you for that explanation. Let's slowly start to close out. When can we expect this product to be launched, and when can the Algo fam start to tap in, and
Yeah.
vice versa?
So I'm gonna tell you what's the most exciting thing about this. So right now, if you're on Algorand and Binance, if you want to be involved, and again, I'm never somebody that says, "Hey, go buy our token, I don't chill our token."
Yep.
It's a product. It's DeFi. Do what you want to do. Do your research. If it's something you want to be involved in, the way the supply is going to work is it's one supply. So the current tokens that are available on Binance are also going to be the same supply that's available on Algorand. So if you want to participate, don't wait for our token to launch on Algorand if you have the means, because it's going to be the same supply. If you own,
Makes
uh,
sense.
for round numbers, if you own, 100,000 Affinity tokens on Binance, you in a sense own 100,000 tokens on the Algorand side. They're just going to be locked in a vault and let until you traverse the bridge. So we're not inflating the supply at all. It's going to
That's
be
a
one
smart move.
supply.
It's
Yeah.
much easier, and it makes more sense to have that one market cap, that one coin that just bridges back and forth.
Absolutely. So we're not inflating the supply. It's going to be one supply, locked and unlocked on either side. No minting involved. So that's one way you can do that. We're looking at probably in early March launch. We're going into testing in about 2 to 3 weeks. Development right now is happening on the Oracle, is about to be wrapped up, and the smart contracts are just about done. We are going to have them reviewed by Jason, and also the CTO of Algorand. He reached out and said that they would love to
John
review it.
Wood?
So we're going to Yes, so we're going to submit all of our code, our Gits,
Oh,
all of that stuff to them, have them look them over, because we want that buy-in from them, and that it's their product that they designed. They designed the state proofs. We want them to see it and give us feedback. That's the
makes
most
sense.
important thing. Like I said, we want to make sure it's secure and works to their standards, to our standards, and to everybody out there, because it's your money. One last thing I do want to say, since this is a passive income channel and you're all about Algorand, I know I've been talking a lot. I apologize, but
No,
I
you
get
good.
very excited. Uh, so one thing I do want to mention specifically about Algorand and the Affinity token. Yeah, go ahead and quote me on this. We are going to be the first quote unquote reward token on the Algorand smart chain, so Algorand blockchain. What that means is anybody that trades Affinity, whether you come across the bridge or you pick it up on Algorand and you buy and sell it, whatever, you are going to earn Algorand coin passively by holding the Affinity token.
Mm. That sounds great. That was one of the things that got me into Algorand in the first place.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay, that's dope. Well, y'all heard it here. Tell the folks where to find y'all, whether it's on Twitter, other socials, your website, token
Yeah.
wise. Just let them know where to find y'all.
Absolutely. So the easiest way to find us and get all the updates would be Twitter, which is at Affinity DeFi. I believe right now it's still at Affinity BSC. By the time this airs, we're in the process of rolling everything over as we expand into more DeFi markets.
Mhm.
So it should be at Affinity DeFi. You can find us on Discord at discord.gg/Affinity DeFi. Also, we do have a Telegram that is Affinity DeFi. So pretty much look for Affinity DeFi anywhere. Currently, our website right now is affinitybsc.com. That
Okay.
will be changing as well. We'll have both standing up just in case there's any confusion for a period of time, but that will also be changing to aftny.com, which is our ticker, aftny.com. So those are the best ways to get a hold of us. Very responsive. Zach runs our main Twitter account. He's the CMO. More than happy to answer any questions. Me as well. Reach out anytime.
Most definitely. I appreciate you, Chris. All right, I'm gonna slide you out the screen and then I'll do my outro and I'll see you in a moment.
Thanks, Steve. We'll appreciate it.
Most definitely. All right. All right, y'all. You heard it. That was Chris, CEO of the Affinity team. Make sure y'all check that out. We'll put all the links in the descriptions below if you want to go to their website, learn more, get educated on their token and see what else they're dropping. Find them on Twitter and all that info there. So again, this is C Will with the Passive Income Network, another explosive episode. I am gone.